So JAC, if you haven't seen this deck before, that probably means you haven't watched too much of this channel. We played this deck a good chunk in the past year. So basically this is a combo deck that looks to get set up with mana creatures like Birds of Paradise, Sylvan Caryatid, Noble Hierarch, alongside our namesake Jeskai Ascendancy, in order to start playing a bunch of spells cycling through our deck. Basically, when you have a mana creature and Jeskai Ascendancy out, all of your 1-mana spells become free. And eventually your creatures get very large, then you either attack with them for lethal or use modern staple Flesh Blood to use the blood half to deal damage to your opponent equal to their power. One of the things that we're trying out here today is that we've got copies of Bound Determined in the main deck as opposed to playing Silence. Bound Determined is kind of sweet because it is your spells can't be countered this turn, but that draws a card. So it's similar to Silence's effect. The main thing you're playing Silence for is so you can stop combo decks or stop counterspell decks from countering spelling your combo cards. And the fact that this draws a card when you play it gives it a little bit of nice upside. Yeah, it's also another multicolor card for Verdant Eidolon, which is nice. The Rhino deck died in a blaze. We played against Tron 3 times. Do you plan on playing standard mono blue tempo splashing red for Wizard's Lightning? I played it a little bit off stream. It's kind of sweet. But no, most of my standard I'm going to be playing on stream is just decks from the queue. Stack Size Biscuit. Yeah, I agree, Kancho. The sub poll that I sent out is basically you do you, Jeff. So I think my plan is if standard content continues being incredibly popular and modern kind of stays where it's at, I'm probably going to start doing modern 1 day a week and do standard the rest. And obviously, if standard becomes bad or the numbers change, I can always be flexible and change things back around. Having double Gemstone Mine in the opener of this hand kind of sucks, but this hand's pretty good otherwise, so hopefully we can hit a mana door quickly. Jund's a very hard matchup for this archetype. The discard-based decks, I'm going to double bottom here because we're looking for a mana creature. The discard-based decks that can also interact with Jeskai Ascendancy tend to be really tough. Gemstone Mines being both of our first 2 lands here is kind of awkward because it means our lands have an expiration date on them, basically. No, I don't think so. You're playing Bound Determined for the determined half. Yeah, I agree. When I'm enjoying myself, it's better content. And I think, honestly, what it's going to come down to is I'm just going to get a little bit more selective about the modern decks that I accept. In the past, I've been a little bit loosey-goosey about selecting some more medium modern decks just because I wanted to make sure I had plenty of things in the queue. But if I'm keeping the queue primarily full with standard, I could be a little bit more selective and only select decks that I think are really good for modern, or decks that are really fun. Noble Hierarch's exactly what I want. I assume it's going to die in a blaze here, though. Yeah, Jund is a good clock as well, which is another part that makes it very good. Yep. We're pretty dead here. I'm gonna board in our Leyline of Sanctities. You're losing all your modern streamers. I mean, you speak with you vote with your views in your wallet, right? So like, if you want more people to stream modern, you want to make sure you support them for the modern content that they're doing. So far, my current gauge is that standard has a similar amount of support as modern and has more viewers watching it. So just kind of got to go with the flow. And personally, I'm enjoying standard more, which is a big part of what factors into my decision too. As far as like quality of gameplay goes, standard is just like off the charts. What are my last 2 cuts? It's probably just it's probably Yeah, I think if I had lands that weren't Gemstone Mine there, Nivik, I'd keep slogging it out. But the fact that, like, I'm gonna lose my lands very soon just, like, means I don't really have a chance. I just want to trim an Opt and a Cerulean Wisps here, I think. Because I get to play so infrequently at school, my deck is rotated out by the time I get to a paper tournament. That's fair. And, like, things like Arena being good make that more accessible for more people, right? Like, with Arena being good, being familiar with Standard means that you can, like, poke in and play a match of Magic here and there. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I generally don't play Magic off stream, or I hadn't played much Magic off stream. And since I've started playing Arena, I've been playing Magic off stream for the first time in a long time. Sunko, I will use this wooden sword to train for the upcoming battle against chat in 6 months. Thank you for the half a year. Welcome back. The kids no longer had a fever this morning. They still had a little bit of a cough, but they're definitely good enough to head to school, I think. And just like, I had a couple other people cut the line for Black White Super Friends and to support more modern content. Captain Command is a heads up. The next 2 I have today are cut the lines. I think I'm going to get to I think I'm going to be able to do 5 decks today for modern. My girlfriend and I got back from New Jersey and she immediately fired up Arena saying, "This format is great. I've never gotten home from a Magic tournament and wanted to play more Magic before." Yep, I agree. Mana Bango, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. And that's fine. If people drop subs or support or whatever because I'm doing less modern, that's fine. That just means modern will eventually disappear from the channel if people don't want to support the amount of modern that I'm doing. It's you know, just gotta go over. If I'm being completely honest, the level my content's at, like the amount of viewers, the amount of subs that I had, I definitely think I am close to peaked as far as like Magic content goes at one point, and I was definitely considering dipping into streaming Artifact when it came out, and experiencing Arena and seeing what other people are doing with Arena, it kind of makes me think that, like, you know, I don't need to dip into other games to continue growing what I have here on Twitch, right? Like, Arena is going to drastically increase the ceiling of what Magic content can do and be on Twitch. My oldest is 4.5, and then Declan is 3. This sounds like a modern suicide note. And like I said, I'm never gonna stop doing modern altogether, but there's been a bunch of people that have said, like, well, if you only do modern 1 or 2 days a week, I'm not gonna sub. And it's just like, well, if that's the case, then like that's less reason to do modern. It's like, you know, 2 days a week of modern content is still 12 hours a week of modern content. 15 hours a week. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why this Jund matchup is so hard for JAC. They just, in addition to like having cards that kill us, they also have a ton of ways to like keep our creatures off the table. It looks innocuous if you haven't played this deck before, but Sylvan Caryatid is quietly one of the best cards in this deck because it's resilient to removal spells. I agree, extras. Yeah, Possibility Storm is a new sponsor starting this month. We're actually going to be solving some of their puzzles on stream sometime soon in the future. I miss Twin and Pod too. Twin and Pod was a special time. Many of these kids today, I'll never know what playing with Twin and Pod was like. Just don't know any better, chat. I think I just run, especially since I drew another one here, I just want to run the JAC out. And one of the things in a matchup like this is, while playing the JAC out exposes it to things like Assassin's Trophy, it's not safe in our hand either. They have a bunch of discard spells. Sounds good, Captain Command. We'll get to Black White Friends today. We're gonna do JAC. I never updated the stream title because I am all out of sorts. And Black White Friends. Yeah, Liliana means I'm just dead to rights. They have the graveyard covered from Fatestitcher. Liliana means they have us covered on the Sylvan Caryatid front. They have a pretty quick clock. Been watching your channel since last week, and it seems that you really hate Modern. I don't hate Modern. I hate some of the games that Modern generates. But, like, you know, it's not everything has to be perfect to enjoy some of the parts of it. I think Standard is a better, current Standard is a better format than Modern, but that doesn't mean Modern is bad. And I think that's something that people don't get, right? Like, just because one thing is better doesn't mean the other thing is bad. Is what it comes down to. I think that's something that's missed on a lot of people, is that, like, it's okay for two things to be good and still think that one is better than the others. Good catch. I'm just gonna ban that turd. Man, this hand is so good with the green source. I'm gonna keep, because green source or cantrip likely get us there. Like, I have Sleight of Hand too, so I think this is a reasonable keep. We're on the draw at that. I don't think that's true, Mazer Mouse. It's actually kind of funny to me. People have been so hurt by Standard for so long that I feel like they've missed that for a very long time, Magic Standard formats were consistently very good and very reasonable. That, like, everybody's just, like, ready to just get, like, smacked in the face by Hazoret or Scarab God again. And this is one of the tough things about Modern, right? Like, we played Abzan mid-range, we played against Tron 3 times. We queue up with JAC, and we queue Jund into Burn. Like, if we'd have just, like, flipped the matchups in these leagues, like, if Abzan could have played against Burn and Jund, and this deck could have played against 3 Trons, like, we'd be happier than a pig in poop, right? But, like, that's just, like, not how the cookie is crumbled for us, unfortunately. All right, so this matchup, this is one of the only matches where I board out most of my Glittering Wishes and bring in the last Jeskai Ascendancy. And the reason for that is Eidolon kills us very dead from the opposing side of the table. So we need to just bring in as many answers to Eidolon as possible so we can find them very consistently. I don't think that's true. I think there were times when Standard had Thoughtseize that it was fine. Yeah, so Wear kills Eidolon, but I want to leave, I actually think I want to leave 2 Glittering Wishes in my deck, so that way I can get Wear or Flesh Blood, etc. Yeah, it's probably just 1. I don't know. Maybe I'm just supposed to cut all of these. I don't know. Cutting this means I don't have Flesh Blood to kill them with Caryatid. I don't want to trim Manamorphose because I'm bringing in these black spells. This matchup's very hard for this deck. Our opponent played Eidolon in the Great Revel and we died. This hand just doesn't do anything. It doesn't have either of our combo pieces. It doesn't have a mana creature or a Jeskai Ascendancy, and it doesn't have Leyline of Sanctity, so we want to mulligan. This hand needs a mana creature or a land or cantrip, but I think I'm supposed to gamble on this. I think I'm supposed to keep this other one in my hand, so that way if I get JAC into play and I start looting, I can loot through it, but... I'll fetch a Hallowed Fountain here and path this, I think. Actually, I'm going to get Temple Garden and path this since I drew Gemstone Mine, because by fetching Temple Garden with Gemstone Mine, it means this Assassin's Trophy is very castable. Whereas if I fetch Hallowed Fountain, I can't cast Trophy. Perfect. That was a very, very good draw. If I could stack my deck there, that's what we would get. All right. This hand could have gone a very different way. So hitting these runners is pretty good for us. We'll see if they have Destructive Revel. If they don't have Destructive Revel, we should be in a very good spot to win this game. That's fine. So I'm going to shock this in. I'm going to cast Ascendancy. I'm going to pass the turn. Yeah, you have a 1-1 split, Nivik. They didn't fetch a green source here, which implies to me that they probably don't have green in their deck. So I think our enchantments are just here to stay. Yeah, if they play a second Eidolon here, we're probably dead. It's possible I should have kept this land in my hand as something to loot through. Yeah, that's true. It's also possible they have Revelry and just like didn't board them in for this game. So Eidolon doesn't really do anything for us here because they have this Relic of Progenitus in play, which is unfortunate. We're pretty unlikely to full combo here, especially without having a copy of Nagging Thoughts in our deck to generate card advantage. I feel like we're pretty strong to brick off. It was really brutal, Brennan. We played Tron 3 times and just kind of died in a blaze. It was just like this friendly reminder of like, if you want to play mid-range or control, go play standard. All right, them popping the Relic there is really good for us. It means if we find a Fatestitcher or something else that uses our graveyard, we can get that going. You just don't have an answer to Leyline, apparently. All right, deal. You're not able to reanimate Fatestitcher by holding priority because they can respond to the Unearth trigger on the stack, and Unearth is a sorcery speed activation. Do 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 do. If we finish Modern today, can you message me on Discord with how you'd update the list? Yeah, I can put some thought into it, Nivik. We'll see how this goes. I don't know, you probably need to play a bunch of matches with Bound Determined to really get a good feel for it. I'm not sure that what's the Unmoored Ego for? Like, I feel like we have decent matchups against a lot of the decks where Unmoored Ego is good. No, Pact's pretty important, not only for enabling getting Verdant Eidolon, but also for generating free mana on games where we're choked on mana. I think I'm supposed to keep this. I guess it doesn't have a Leyline in it. It's kind of mediocre. Yeah, this is like my rule of thumb. My mulligan rule of thumb is if your hand feels close and you have a Leyline in your deck and you don't have Leyline in your opener, mulligan for your Leyline. This hand just doesn't do anything. This hand's actually very good. I'm gonna bottom that there, looking for another land that's not Gemstone Mine. They have an Eidolon on 2. Probably in a lot of trouble. If they don't, we could be okay. The fact that Sylvan Caryatid gets to, like, block this Goblin Guide is pretty good for us. I think if we had hit different matchups, Brennan, it would have been fine. But, like, you're just, like, not beating Tron with decks like that. Just, like, what it comes down to. Just, like, it's funny. At the start of this league, I was talking about, like, if we would have been able to, like, play... If we would have been able to play that deck into Burn and Jund like we've played against this league, we would have been really well off. But instead, we hit Tron 3 times and died. Alright, Summoner's Pack's a great draw here. We haven't gotten Eidolon yet either, so I get a block here, so the Goblin Guide's effectively nullified. And then next turn I could potentially start going off. I don't even want to talk about how they can change Tron. It's just not productive. The deck's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. If you don't like Tron, don't play Modern. I'm just gonna go ahead and cycle here because I need to, like, find a perfect. I need to find a that. That is what I needed to find. All right, let's get exceedingly lucky here. Would like to get incredibly lucky, please. How weird does it feel that you... So, like, as someone anybody who's ever been in, like, a high school classroom or, like, lower level college classrooms, when you're a teacher teaching those subjects, you're basically talking to yourself in those rooms too. Like, people only pipe up in those types of classes when you make them pipe up effectively. We need to hit a castable spell here. I mean, we're not dead, so I guess I've got that going for me. We're technically not dead. No, I played Botanical Sanctum. So I'm basically used to talking to myself. It's basically the TLDR. I have Sylvan Caryatid here to block. Oh, they have Rift Bolt on suspend. Am I dead? This goes to 4. This goes to 2, 3, 4. And then I'm dead to a bolt. am I digit? If we get a next turn, we have a good shot at going off with double Jeskai Ascendancy. Losing our Eidolon sucks. We've played Verdant Eidolon the last couple of leagues now. That was a piece of technology that someone in the JAC Discord came up with. It's very good. It was a good addition alongside the Summoners packs. What's going on, Vervente? I think also this is a good example. No, I don't think that's true at all, Mazer Mouse. I think that's like very incorrect. I think, oh yeah, we have a Summoner's Pact to pay for, so we're just dead. Like, we wouldn't have won the second game without Leyline of Sanctity. And like, we wouldn't have even been in this game if it hadn't been for Path to Exile. Oh, I could have drawn, I was gonna draw the Sleight of Hand, and the Sleight of Hand would have untapped and started going. But maybe I'm too low on cards at that point. I guess I wasn't just dead there. I think it's very correct to board that much in the burn matchup. I think in a matchup like that, it's so bad you're just supposed to have to hope to get a little fortunate. I was not dead on my upkeep. I had the Sylvan Caryatid to pay for the Pact. I don't remember who sent in the original donation for the Demon Lord. It was sweet though. It was good in the mid-range matchups. No, I would have had a, I had a Leyline in my hand, so I could have gone Island, cast Sleight of Hand with one card in hand to loot with. I mean, we were likely dead. The chances of like not bricking and dying there were extremely high. Extremely low. Look at that, chat. We've found our way into the Slivers bracket. We've played Slivers on stream before. You can find a bunch of videos of it on my YouTube channel. It's really not good, I promise. Alright, so we get to Glittering Wish for Jeskai Ascendancy, then we get to kill them on turn 3. Welcome to Modern. I'm gonna sit down and have a snack here. Standard will be at 8 o'clock at the latest. I might actually be able to get on earlier than that, though. I don't think Christy has plans tonight. I only have to wait till like 8 or 8:30 to start on Wednesdays because Christy has D&D, but she doesn't have D&D on Thursdays. So, I'll post and stuff. Any opinion on last chance trials at Grand Prix? I mean, buys are great. You're way more likely to day 2 a tournament with 2 buys than without. I'm Central Standard Time, so 8 p.m. is 7 hours from now. Wasn't it nice of our opponent to show up with a bunch of slivers so we could kill them on turn 3? I'm just not Demi-Eyes. I'm gonna turn that one down. It's just not good. All right, Manamorphose is a great pickup here with Eidolon. So we're looking for a Fatestitcher at this point, so we can get that into the bin. Extra Ascendancy is also decent. So Extra Ascendancy should be lethal at this point. Yeah, Verdant Eidolon's very good. It was a good addition to this archetype. Yeah, hybrid count as multicolored. The Siege Rhino deck played against Tron 3 times, so it died in a blaze. Yeah, so Manamorphose is actually a way that nets this mana, because it untaps our bird and then it makes 2 mana, so it nets us 1 additional mana. And since I drew this other Jeskai Ascendancy, I now get to have 2 Ascendancies in play. And when I have 2 Ascendancies in play with 1 mana creature, every 1 mana spell I play is going to make 2 mana. Yeah, actual 3 matches of Green Tron in a row. This deck's like Neat Storm. If you like playing decks like Storm, but you hate that Storm is really cookie cutter and just like definitively goes off, this deck is like, for people that want to gamble while they play Storm, boy, do I have the deck for you. We're actually deterministic at this point too, which is nice. We're not choked on mana. We're not choked on cards. Just have it all going on. So I'll get to Glittering Wish for Flesh Blood here. And then we'll Flesh Blood them for 10 and then attack them for 10 and they'll die. I guess I technically don't want to show them I have Flesh Blood in the sideboard. So I guess I'm going to go through the Fatestitcher loop here. Oh, they have flying, so I'm obligated to do the Fatestitcher. Look at that. Look at that. Just good clean living, chat. Double Fatestitcher. Don't mind if it does. Yeah, Nivik, exactly. This deck actually combos a lot faster in paper, because when you're deterministic, you just like flip your hand up and explain that you're deterministic and how you're deterministic. There's more things to keep track of in paper, but yeah, if you have Noble Hierarchs, this deck's very cheap in paper. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, I can't even diddle my way through their slivers. Crap. It's a good thing I'm winning by a lot here. In Demi-Eyes. I won't be able to do it today though, because my docket's full for today with Cut the Lines, but that would get you at the top of the modern queue for next time. If you need $100 for that deck, I would probably start with it tomorrow before I did standard. My stream tonight will be arena. All right, so now I have to like start floating obnoxious amounts of mana here so I can like diddle my way through their creatures. Yeah, I guess I can also just kill them with Flesh Blood, huh? That's deterministic too. The bird's currently at 12. You can always find my go-to list on my website. This is pretty close to it. Somebody pointed out the other day that Bound Determined was basically a silence that cantripped, and I'd literally never seen this card before, and I was like, how have I not tried that card in JAC? So we're trying Bound Determined for the first time today. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get Flesh Blood out of my sideboard, and then we just like have to cast spells until this Bird of Paradise is huge. Just need a nice swole bird. You don't get your turn passed doing stuff like this. What do you mean you get your turn passed? Oh, you mean the way the timer works isn't friendly to decks that are masturbatory in arena? Part of me's okay with that. Part of me's okay with the masturbatory decks not being playable in arena. Definitely the word of the day. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. I'm gonna stop making mana optimally because I just need to like cast 2 more spells here so I can like kill them with this Flesh Blood on this bird. And they're deterministically dead. They're just like a salty dog. Choose a creature you control to deal damage. I choose you, Pikachu. I would like to deal damage to you. All right, kill you with my bird. Have you heard about my bird? I said a bird. Bird's a word. I said a bird. So they probably don't have counter spells in their deck, so I'm just gonna swap these Bound Determinants for the 2 Path to Exiles and click submit. Yeah, I think so. Because they're playing Modern to have fun, El Dorte. They have an unrealistic expectations. They could have something like Unified Will. I don't know. They didn't have that much blue mana in play. Yep, yeah, that's probably reasonable, because they're playing with cards they like, and those cards are poop. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. It needs another land, but like Mana Dork into Mana Dork. And like, I always refer to Glittering Wish in this deck as a slow JAC, because it's like a 5 mana ascendancy, basically, right? Like 2 to go get it, and then 3 to play it. JAC is to spend 1. Yeah, in a way. Put a mulligan to 6. Turn 1 Godless Shrine. Usually the Slivers decks have some amount of swamps in them because they play Sedge Sliver as a lord that also lets their stuff regenerate. Didn't you play a Glittering Wish control like at one point? Yeah, I'm a sucker for a toolbox. So we've played most toolbox decks at one point or another on this channel. So maybe Sniper Wire. So the thing is that Arena had all of Kaladesh block programmed for the closed beta. So they have the code for sets prior to Exile. Yeah, tonight's going to be all Arena, no luck, kid. So we're doing this, and then we've got 2 more Modern decks after this one. Then I'm going to take a break for a while, and then I'll come back and do some Arena tonight. So Cerulean Wisps is free if you use it on a mana creature because it untaps the creature. So I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here and cast Opt looking for a land. Because even if I miss on the lands here, I can cast Birds of Paradise as another mana creature. So the downside to missing isn't terribly high. Even with missing on lands here, the opponent's deck likely isn't terribly interactive, so we should be in a pretty good spot. Annoying, but not the end of the world. One of the things that's nice about this deck is when your opponent has something like Damping Sphere that they board in when you're not necessarily expecting it, is that Glittering Wish puts our sideboard in our main deck effectively, so we're able to have answers to things like this, even if we weren't prepared for it. Get in from a point. Thank you, Pikachu. Yeah, the reason I attacked for one instead of playing the bird is because Damping Sphere says I can't play the bird. So next turn, we'll play bird plus Glittering Wish for a way to kill this Damping Sphere. Or should I just play this other Sylvan Caryatid? Nah, I'm probably supposed to. Four mana creatures is plenty. I'm gonna grab Abrupt Decay here. I came here to complain about your free content. God bless. At least you're upfront about why you're here. Man, I hope they're holding Unified well. That would be really funny. It's like nice counterspell. Here's my creatures. Mana is not about to be our bottleneck. They could have an Abrupt Decay. If they have Abrupt Decay, we could actually be in trouble. They have like a way to kill this Jeskai Ascendancy. I actually don't need to cast that many spells to actually kill them either, though, because I have 3 creatures that can attack, so they'll all get powered up real fast. No, I'm not really worried about a sweeper out of them. I'm just going to go to 3 here. I don't think there's any reach in their deck. Watch them play some random Sliver X that like drains us for 3 here. GG, WP. We're gonna have Fatestitcher here to start tapping things down too. I have withdrawals. Well, you get me today when normally I'm taking Thursdays off now, so it all balances out, right? To be fair, even if we were playing this deck on Magic Arena, this is a deck that the auto tapper would not be great for because I have to float so much mana at so many steps. I just have so much mana at this point. It's like, am I even supposed to bother floating? Because the kids were home. The kids were homesick yesterday. They had fevers. Don't say, if your kid has a fever, don't send them to daycare. It's a real dick move. What day? I'm normally taking Thursdays off moving forward because I'm doing double streams on Wednesdays. I'm doing Wednesday during the day and Wednesday evening. As always, you can find my schedule on my website, jeffhoagland.com. They're dead already, right? This is just like 4, 8, 16, attack you for lethal. Yeah, the Eidolon basically, what the Eidolon does is it turns our multicolored spells into like actually just drawing a card when they have that out. But I send them to daycare, how will I cultivate them? I don't get to daycare, how will I cultivate the super plague? What's going on, folks? Welcome. It's awesome that we have 1,100 people here for Modern. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play Modern on Magic Online, and we play a bunch of Standard on Arena. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you just go to Hoagland PayPal and check out them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Possibility Storm would like to help you put your magic knowledge to the test through these really awesome brain teaser magic puzzles. They put out different ones every week. We're going to be solving some of their stuff on stream at some point in the future. I think our first one's going to be tomorrow. So be sure to check them out at PossibilityStorm.com. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, BCWSupplies.com will love to help you protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards. They do sleeves and deck boxes and all sorts of other great stuff. And you can save 10% on your orders there by using code Jeff10. And a little bit of a rough start to this league with JAC. We're 1-2 now after beating Meat Hooks or Slivers. We died to Burn and Jund, which are both pretty hard matchups. If I had to venture a guess, I think Burn's probably the hardest matchup for this archetype. Yeah, their first, like, as someone who plays a ton of Magic, I was, like, curious, like, before I put them up there, like, how hard are these puzzles? So, like, I clicked through some of their expert puzzles, and while I eventually got them, it definitely took me 5 or 6 minutes to, like, work through the different things. They seemed like, the couple that I did seemed like they were very good at, like, having like got you or distractor lines in the puzzles. So like they were lines that like get you really close to winning but don't actually allow you to win. You have to like be very careful and like look and use all the tools that they give you. All right, this matchup's actually not too bad for us if they're playing Hallowed One, which usually the start indicates. Hallowed One's a deck that, outside of impacting our hand with Burning Inquiry, is mostly just a race, and our deck's very good at racing. So if they don't take cards out of our hand here, we have a pretty good chance of going off next turn. We get to go fetch basic island, play JAC off Caryatid, mine island, and then Summoner's Pact for our Eidolon, ditch the Fatestitcher, and then Glittering Wish get to go get Scarscale Ritual and get us going on terms of cards. Kooky Baker, Jeff on a Thursday, what a treat. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. As far as I'm aware, there's never been a bug with Burning Inquiry. If you keep a card in the leftmost, you always keep that. No, I don't think so. That sounds like a bunch of people with a lot of confirmation bias. Here we go. Here we go again. What's the arena stream lineup look like? Whatever's on the deck queue on the website, and then Nivik donated a pile of bits to cut in Is It Drake's to start tonight. Oh man, what a big scary degenerate modern deck you have, opponent. It would just be a gosh darn shame if somebody was scarier and more degenerate than you. That's me. I'm scarier and more degenerate than them. So basic island. I would like to cast Jeskai Ascendancy here. We're not deterministic yet, but we're a very, very good chance of killing them here. Opponent deserves it, right? Attacked for 6 and got to 12 power on turn 2. You deserve everything you have coming to you, opponent. You're mean and you should feel bad. That is not something that I made. It's just something that a lot of streamers don't use for some reason. Remember, chat, though, just because you play the Degenerate combo deck doesn't mean you need to look like it. Get your Harry's razors using my code. Get that nice clean shave. We can chill in the middle, right? We can chill mid combo. This combo takes a while, so I feel like I have time to chill mid combo. You think there's any chance they change Moto to be more like Arena? No, that's why they made Arena. They made Arena because it's the new Magic software. That's a good show. Hey, True Dawn. Welcome to folks coming over from there. We're hanging out playing some Modern on Magic Online so far today. Thanks for dropping your viewers off here. If you're into things that are terribly degenerate, boy, do I have a deck for you. Our opponent did Modern things and put 12 power into play on turn 2. So we're going to do Modern things back to them and kill them on our turn 3. Just good clean interaction. Combo shill the next level. All right, untap the dork. So people that haven't seen this deck before, this is kind of how it works. We just go ahead and loot our way on through our deck here, making our creatures increasingly larger and larger. Because I've got more than enough mana at this point, I'm going to start using this Fatestitcher to tap down their blockers. And then eventually, we're going to be able to attack them with a very large Fatestitcher for lethal. I wonder if I'm kind of running out of non-creature spells at this point. Yeah, so I've got so many things that I want to loot through. I think I actually want to Glittering Wish for the second Ascendancy at this point. So that way I can like get my loot on and not brick off and die, ideally. I'm pretty sure that's illegal in Texas. Oh, I could have ditched the other Fatestitcher too, right? Yeah, I definitely should have ditched the Fatestitcher there. Got that going on. That's fine. We'll ditch it here. And now the opponent is deterministically dead. The second Fatestitcher and the second Second JAC means that every spell we cast adds 4 power to play. My favorite thing about killing people with Fatestitchers in this deck is that they all bring in Graveyard Hate post board against you once you do that, and Graveyard Hate just like isn't amazing versus this archetype in general, because generally you can kill them without Fatestitcher, like we just killed them with a giant Flesh Blood. So get some mana. Oh, I need to diddle this Hallowed one still too, right? Can't confirm here. This is illegal in Texas. They're dead, right? So yeah, so I just diddle this. Is it legal to diddle a Hallowed one in Texas, chat? So this deck is just different to play in paper. It's better and worse for different reasons. So in paper, you can just flip your hand up and explain very quickly to your opponent how they're deterministically dead and like stop taking game actions. But the flip side of that is you have to track all of your bonuses with dice, which can be kind of annoying. Damping Sphere is okay against JAC because we have copies of Glittering Wish to fetch things like Abrupt Decay and Assassin Trophy and Wear Tear. We have a lot of clean answers to things like that. It's not illegal to diddle a Hallowed one in Texas. God bless. All right, so Bound Determine isn't particularly good here. We play this for the Determined half, which prevents counterspells. Our opponent's deck doesn't have any counterspells in it. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring in a couple of Path to Exiles here to be able to kill my opponent's large creatures to slow them down a little bit. All right, so I've just confirmed with my wife that rather than doing 2 streams today, since it's Wednesday, I can actually just do 1 long stream, I think. Which means I should probably order myself lunch. I don't have my wallet here, do I? Awkward. Yeah, because today is not... Oh, I said because today's Wednesday. It's not... Because it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, I can just do 1 long stream. Sorry. My words are mumbled. Is it a Baja Mac and Cheese Day? It might be Baja Mac and Cheese Day. So... here's the question. Do I want to play the Gemstone Mine to start cantripping? Actually, I think I want to fetch Basic Island and start cantripping. I basically just don't want to shock in this Temple Garden. Thanks, Misfits. Just post your address in chat. I'm sure someone... There's actually this thing called Stream Treats, which lets you use a third-party service so you don't have to give your address out. I don't have it set up on this channel, but maybe I should. I don't know. I feel like if I set up something like stream sheets on this channel, people would just like send me piles of meat because I don't eat meat. We just like end up with like stacks of bacon that's not gonna get eaten. Still love Blue Red Wizards. Hope to see it again here soon. Thank you, Carl, for the 7 months. Welcome back. Declan will eat it. That's true. Declan. Actually, the boys are kind of picky. They're hit or miss. They're 3 and 4. They don't eat a ton. They're kind of picky. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian. My friend tried to use Alexa to order 10 gallons of lube when he came over, and I'm sure chat is much worse than him. All right, so we're dead. I need to draw exactly JAC. If we draw exactly JAC, we can probably kill them. I guess I'm technically not dead on board. Oh, I could have Morphose. Oh, I could have Morphose. That's an A+ suggestion. I totally forgot about Morphose. It's been a hot second. Don't kill me, 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 don't kill me. Okie doke. Okay, we would have missed on the Morphos. Mind of Mirrodin, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Well, I mean, we're actually... Oh, I shouldn't have played the land. Playing the land was wrong. I might have needed that land to loot away later. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known, should have known, should have known again. Do 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 do. Beep 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 do 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 do. Perfect. All right. Glittering Wish should mean we're not bottlenecked on cards anymore too, which is great. Yeah, we are still playing the card that returns spin. So I'm actually not going to loot here because I know I want to keep all these cards. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. Yeah, Pact solves card quantity too. Oh, the Manamorphose is better with the Eidolon. Yeah, that's a good catch. That can grind up leagues fast and win a reasonable amount. I really like Green-Black Elves. I think that deck is great. It's like super powerful and it's playing a lot of matchups. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to play at the Invitational. Are they thinking about surgicaling me? This pause makes me feel like they have a surgical. Should GT be unbanned? Nope. Oh no! Oh no! I missed 2 mana. Damn it. It's fine. We have plenty of mana. Mana is nowhere near a bottleneck, but that was sloppy. I'm gonna try and be slightly less sloppy from here on out. So this Glittering Wish will get us, whatever that card's called out of our sideboard that draws 2. Scarscale Ritual, that's the one. So remember chat, 1 and 0, definitely different numbers. Going on Queen, and it basically draws us 3 because this Eidolon triggers with the Jeskai Ascendancy. How do you deal with Unlife with this deck? You just Glittering Wish for a thing and kill the Unlife. I feel like we're gonna get so much mileage out of the Smart Thin emotes. They were very good additions. And that's actually one of the reasons why I really like this deck, is because you have Glittering Wish, you're very rarely like fully cold to anything. You have a lot of good ways to get things like that out of your deck. Perfect. Another Ascendancy means that with all these cards in my hand that are kind of poop that don't actually trigger the Ascendancy, we should be more than good enough to win from here. Yeah, OP is just like slow rolling the lightning bolt here. So at this point, we're just gonna like cast spells through our deck. Eventually we will find a Glittering Wish, and then we'll cast Glittering Wish, get Flesh Blood, then use Flesh Blood to kill them. So like now when I cast this Jeskai Ascendancy, it makes 4 mana. So Jeskai Ascendancy actually costs -1 mana. I did cut some of the older ones that were kind of bad. And it's funny, actually, my same buddy who's been doing my emotes since I started the channel has done the newer ones too. And just him and I have gotten better at working together, I think. Like, he's gotten better as an artist as we've done more, and I've gotten better at communicating what I want things to look like. Well, these Sylvan Caryatids have defenders, so unless your name is Alex Bertoncini, you're not allowed to attack with them. How long is this turn? Long. If you're into making your opponents watch you masturbate vigorously with magic cards, this is the deck for you. It feels like this deck gets a new toy every month, and none of them were printed before 2013. Yeah, there's a lot of good things that fit into this deck for sure. This is the turn to end all turns, chat. You could play the Elders. You could Summoner's Pact for that one. You could Glittering Wish for it too. Man, that's just like good, clean living right there. No, so, and that's the thing I think people are very incorrect about being able to identify with something like Assassin's Trophy. Like, all of the decks that play Assassin's Trophy, they were playing things like Abrupt Decay and Maelstrom Pulse before. So, like, this deck didn't magically get worse because of Assassin's Trophy. Like, there aren't more decks that are playing Trophy in the format. They're just, like, playing Trophy instead of other things that had similar effects. Man, you want to bet they have Surgical Extraction for this Fatestitcher? I'll bet they have Surgical Extraction for this Fatestitcher. Yeah, Trophy's much better for us than Decay. Hard agree. Wow, they don't have it. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Blood. This deck's very good at racing. Like I said, if we would have played the matches that we played in the league before this one with Abzan, where we just got like dumpstered by Tron, I think we probably would be undefeated this league. This deck just like gets to roll up and smoke Tron. All right, 2-2. See if we can battle the tough start back to the 3-2. Like, that's one of the things you just have to accept about Modern. Like, love or hate the format, there are going to be matches where you just die, and that's just like how it goes. Like, this deck's very bad against Jund, it's very bad against Burn. And we play against things that aren't Junded Burn, we got a lot of play to it. We unfortunately have not played a matchup yet where Bounded Determined is good, which is the new card I was testing this league, which is kind of an example of, people often talk about like what constitutes good testing, and like jamming random matches on Magic Online generally isn't good testing because it doesn't actually help you guaranteed learn what you're looking to learn. Yeah, and actually, if you want to get into this deck on a budget, if you're looking for a budget Modern deck, if you click on my link to my website there's an article on Cool Stuff Inc. linked there that has even further budget builds of this, like builds without fetch lands, builds without Noble Hierarch, so you can kind of build into the deck slowly. So the Eidolon, we actually just like, did you miss that last game we were playing? So Eidolon is a green creature that we can fetch with Summoner's Pact that then makes all of our multicolored spells draw an extra card, because we pick her back up when we cast a multicolored spell, and then Jeskai Ascendancy lets us loot her away. What's going on, Majik? I remember how to re-up. Thank you for the 2-month resub and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So we're going to play the last match in this league with JAC, and then we're going to play a league with Narset Cannon, followed by a league of Black White Super Friends, and then we're going to pivot to playing some Standard. Now, this is our third deck of the day, RoboSnake. He played some Bant Fog, we played some Abzan mid-range. We're going to do 5 Modern decks, and then pivot into some Standard. Just do a nice long stream today. Rather than doing Disjoint, just like streaming for a little bit and then doing it again later. Like, keep a chunk of viewers. Can this deck beat Infinite Life? It cannot. There really aren't, you can build this deck to beat Infinite Life, but I don't think there's enough Infinite Life decks in Modern to make that something you need to be doing. The worst part about trying to make Meme Monday a thing on here is all the people that, I'm just gonna start timing people out when they do it because it's annoying, or all the cheeky people that come in here on other days of the week are like, ha ha ha, this deck's a meme, you're only supposed to play it on Monday. It's like, ha ha ha, you weren't paying attention to what we said Meme Monday was. Get out of here. And Meme Monday's been retired. Meme Mondays turned into Modern Mondays. Delver. It is mostly a meme, J-Mem, you're not wrong. Delver's probably a little scary for us. They have a lot of removal in a clock. Time out everyone and let God sort them out, right? They're so good at Delver. How dead is my bird? Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? Let me know where we stand, opponent. So, I think I'm supposed to fetch a land tapped here. I don't want to fetch Basic Island because you can't cash JAC off pool Basic Island Birds of Paradise. So I think I'm going to get Steam Vents tapped here and then cast Sleight of Hand to start. Okay, yeah, I'll take another bird. So the reason I fetched before there was because if I was putting cards I didn't want on the bottom of my deck, I wanted them to not be shuffled back in. Yeah, I think I might replace the Hugel Bolt emote at some point when I get a good idea for a new one. It's hard to translate things in emote setting. Yeah, as I get more ideas for things, I might clean out some of those other older ones. It's almost time to update the kids emotes again too. The kids emotes have been a little bit. I guess I'm just going bottoms up here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and Cerulean Wisps there. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to keep the Sylvan Caryatid there because they can't kill it. So I could diddle my own bird here, but I'd rather diddle their Delver because if they kill my bird in response to this, I wouldn't be able to draw my card there. I always love when the Scrybug works out in our favor. Am I dead? It's gonna be like end step Bolchu, untap, attack Bolchu. Hey, Kavbra, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. It'll be in the VOD description, Nivik. I'm gonna make a note to link it from my website too. I can link it from the deck page on my site. So they haven't cast... this deck can win on turn 2. They haven't cast this Remand yet, which kind of sucks for us. So I just jam the JAC at this point, right? Like if I get remanded, I get remanded. Like Mana Leak would suck there, but... And then next turn, I can go Determined into Jeskai Ascendancy. Assuming I get a next turn, we could just like die to Bolt Snap Bolt here. They have 4 cards, they're on Tribal Lightning Bolts. Man, if they hadn't flipped this Delver on 1, we'd have been in a pretty good spot. Snap Opt. Wait, what? Oh, they have double Wizard Lightning. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, Determined can be used to counter their counter. That's a really good catch. I didn't realize that. This is an instant. This card's really good. Unfortunately, I think we're just going to get dumpstered here. This is like kind of the deck, the type of deck that Delver preys upon. I don't really know that I have good tools here. I guess I could like board in these Path to Exiles to like hope I get beat up slightly less. Yeah, Delver's really good against decks like Storm and JAC, spell-based combo decks. Especially games where your lightning bolts are good. Like games where your lightning bolts are real removal spells, Delver tends to be very good. Sounds good. The diaper emote actually got removed a while ago, Malv. Because that one just like wasn't relevant anymore. Because like I'm not changing diapers on stream. Oh, my bird didn't die. Step 1. Wow, they had the bolt and didn't just kill the... What are they possibly holding? Weird sequencing. This is a very good draw. I'm about to get spell snared, aren't I? It could be spell snare. We get spell snared here, we're pretty dead. Yeah, brutal. JMac wins. Would you look at that? It's that time of month again. $5, the man in the box on the screen. No, they just had spell snare. That makes sense. Oh, you stupid desk. I said go up. Feeling pretty dead. Snapping Spell Snare, brutal. So this is a small sequencing mistake on my opponent's part. My opponent should wait until I resolve my loot trigger to spell snare my Manamorphose. And the reason for this is now I get to resolve my loot trigger knowing that my Manamorphose isn't resolving. So like I could potentially like make a different play there thinking my Manamorphose is going to resolve. So in my experience, the issue generally isn't keeping a mana creature in play. The issue is having a Jeskai Ascendancy in play, because when you have a Jeskai Ascendancy in play, you get to loot a whole bunch, and looting a whole bunch is going to draw you the mana creatures out of your deck. So in my experience playing this deck, putting a mana creature to Glittering Wish for is not something that you generally want to be doing. It depends, Nivik, on what you're doing. If you enjoy the brain dead magic that Titan Shift plays, I think it's a very reasonable deck in the format. It is a powerful, proactive deck that kills people very efficiently. Yes, if there was an inverse of a Feel Smart deck, it would be Titan Shift. You know, I probably should have pathed to Soulscar rather than the Snapcaster. So Eidolon makes our cards like Glittering Wish basically draw an extra card with Jeskai Ascendancy out. What Phoenix deck have you liked in Modern most? I haven't liked any of them. They've all felt pretty bad. All right. If they kill this Noble Hierarch, I'm going to go ahead and concede probably, but there's a chance they don't have it, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with liking playing a deck like Titan Shift. It's fine. I just think from an interesting gameplay perspective, it's just doesn't generate well out of what I consider to be very interesting lines. Good games, opponent. Good luck in the rest of your league. I don't know. We hit 3 bad matchups, and we lost the 3 bad matchups. We hit 2 good matchups. We won the 2 good matchups. I need to play more games with this. I think if I wanted to get a good feel for this card, I would need to play a bunch of games against blue-white control to find out if that helps there, but that's all I can say. All right, we're gonna play some Narset Ganks.